What's up, sports bettors? I got 6 player props for today, some NBA picks, some baseball picks, and we're going to be looking at this platform called Parlay Play. So I know it's not the most popular platform out there, but regardless, in these videos, I'm just showing you where I'm finding value, how I'm finding an edge, how I'm making money. And Parlay Play is a platform, it's a little annoying for some people maybe. They only allow you to have a maximum bet size of $60 per player, so it's a little bit skewed better for lower bankroll bettors. But long story short, even with the reduced bet sizes, I've already been able to rack up roughly $1,800 of profit. So I've explained this before. All these books, they have sign-up bonuses, right? You sign up for Parlay Play, they have like a $50 sign-up bonus. You deposit 50, then you have $100 in your account. They give you $50 for free. So I try to sign up for all the sports books, at least to do the bonuses. And then some of them have a lot of profitable betting opportunities. And in these videos, I'm just showing you the profitable bets I'm finding. So if you look at Underdog, you're going to see they have Tatum's line at 35 points and assists. Okay, so as a sharp bettor, what's crazy is all these books, they all set lines independently, right? So I'm currently on the sportsbook screen. So sportsbook screen. And this tool's pretty simple, right? It just shows you where books are setting the lines. There's no BS. Everything is about data. All these books set lines independently. So as a sharp bettor, you're really like an investor. You're hunting through the market, the millions of different things you can bet on. There's all these sports books, all these different platforms, all these different markets. I mean, we're looking at NBA player points and assists, and you're looking for those few rare spots of gold, investments with value or bets with value. So if we zoom in, what you're going to notice is Jason Tatum's line is 35.5 on Parlay Play. Right? We just showed Underdog had his line at 35, and then DraftKings is at 34.5. So for the exact same bet, right? This is what's crazy about sports betting. This is how you get an edge. This is how I've made all my money. Everything's based in data. I never just give out a pick like, oh, I'm feeling Jason Tatum tonight, because that's what 99% of sports bettors do. And that's why 99% of people who look at their Parlay Play history and they look at their profit and loss, they'll be negative. They bet with their gut. You need to follow the data. And as a sharp bettor, we have dozens of data points telling us where this line on Tatum should be set. You're going to see all these sports books have Tatum's line at 34.5 points plus assists. Underdog is lower. They have his line at 35. Prize Picks, another fantasy platform, it works very similar to Parlay Play. It's a more popular fantasy platform. Parlay Play is like kind of a ripoff of Prize Picks, but regardless, whatever, not going to take opinions. I don't bet on the most popular sports books. I bet to make money. And here you can see it's very clear that Parlay Play is screwing up big time. All the other fantasy sites, No House Advantage, Underdog, Prize Picks, they have Tatum's line lower. And all the sports books like DraftKings, they have Tatum's line lower as well. So what that tells you as a sharp bettor is Parlay Play, they have their line too high because all these books want to set lines independently. So we found value. We want to take Tatum's under. This line should be at 34.5. So we want to take the under, right? Tatum's line is too high on Parlay Play, and this is all possible because all these books set lines independently. For Jimmy Butler, right, there's no value. Prize Picks, Parlay Play, all the sports books have his line at 34.5. There's no advantage. You're not outsmarting the entire market. There's no discrepancies in the market. No value. Don't place a bet on Jimmy Butler points plus assists right now. So that's the first play that I ended up going with on Parlay Play. Then we can kind of get to my second pick. So my second pick is going to be right here. It's Sandy, under 6.5 strikeouts. And I'll kind of explain why this pick is good, how to think about beating Parlay Play. But long story short, what you need to realize about this platform, because it's actually really interesting, right, compared to DraftKings. So you look at a traditional sports book like DraftKings, there's all these odds, right? Tatum's over is slightly favored. You're getting a slightly different price on the over versus the under. Gabe Vincent, right, you can get at plus money. So these sports books, they set prices, right? There's different prices for each bet. That's how a traditional sports book works. You look at Parlay Play, it's really weird, right? So on Parlay Play, any 6 picks you select, this is the payout you're getting. Right? These are fixed payouts. If you go 6 for 6, you hit all 6 picks in your parlay, you're going to have a 25x payout, right? It doesn't matter if we switch her to an over, you're still getting the same payout. An under, you're still getting the same payout. So these fantasy platforms, Underdog, Prize Picks, they're kind of what I call fixed payout platforms, Compared to a traditional sportsbook, they're very weird, right? They don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under, but basically it's like a new type of sportsbook, right? And the way they make money is they assume you have no advantage. And if you have no advantage, no edge, you're only going to be able to win these prop bets 50-ish% of the time. You're going to win 50% of your picks, you're going to lose 50%. Right? If you have no advantage over versus under, it's kind of like flipping a coin. You're going to get 50% of your plays right, 50% wrong. That's how Parlay Play makes money. That's their business model. They assume you have no edge, no advantage. You're only going to be able to win these player props 50% of the time. But on Parlay Play, if you just reverse engineer their payouts, which is exactly what I did, and I'll put the spreadsheet in the description, and you can also, email me if you have any questions, stuff like that. But what you're going to see is on this platform, you have to win your player props 53.22% of the time to be profitable. So if you can win 55% of your over-unders, right? If you can hit these over-unders correctly 55% of the time, only losing 45% of your picks, you're going to be really profitable. If you can't, you're not going to be profitable. And if you have no edge, no advantage, you're definitely not going to be profitable, right? So you have to just find all you're trying to do. This is a fixed payout platform. They don't change your payout based on the 6 picks you select. It all boils down to one thing, just one thing. Can you win 53.22% of your player props, right? And for Underdog Fantasy, it's the exact same thing. For Prize Picks, for all these fantasy platforms, just like Prize Picks, it all just boils down to what percentage of your player props can you win. These platforms, they don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. Your payout doesn't change, right? So the first pick that I ended up going with from the Fantasy Optimizer, so this tool is just called Fantasy Optimizer. It's kind of right here, is Sandy under 6.5 strikeouts. So according to OddsJam, this bet has a win rate of 54.14%. That's higher than 53.22%, so it's profitable in a Parlay Play entry, right? But the question is, all these picks in green are profitable on Parlay Play because they have win rates above 53.22%. But why is this player prop, right? The next question is why? Like, why is this player prop winning 54.14% of the time? How do we know that? And we know that because look at the sports books, right? So if I just zoom in a bit, try to give you a clearer view of where the sports books are setting odds, right? Sports books, they change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. So for Jason Tatum, DraftKings has his over 34.5. Points plus assists, like slightly favored, minus 125. So if we go over to the MLB, and this may take a sec to load, my Wi-Fi was a little slower earlier today, but regardless, if we just take a look at Sandy, right, you're going to see his under is favored. His under is at minus 145 odds. So the sportsbook, DraftKings, is telling you, Sandy's more likely to go under as opposed to over. That's what the betting market on DraftKings is telling you. The under is the favorite outcome. It's the juiced outcome. Just the same way, if you look at the NBA lines tonight, unsurprisingly, the Celtics are pretty big favorites, right? They're minus 435. They're big favorites to win this game. It's the exact same thing here for Sandy under 6.5 rebounds. All the sportsbooks are data points, and they're all telling you the same thing. He's more likely to go under as opposed to over, right? So Parlay Play is a platform that doesn't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. Your payout doesn't change. So obviously, you'd rather go with Sandy under 6.5 Ks because all the sports books are telling you, this under's a lot more likely. And it's not just like you have one data point. I mean, you literally have dozens of sports books. They're all telling you the same thing, right? Sandy's a lot more likely to go under as opposed to over. So if his under is more likely, we know his under is it's kind of like finding a weighted coin, right? If you have no edge, you have no advantage, you're going to get 50% of these picks right, 50% wrong, right? But you got to win 53.22%. So you got to find coins or bets that are weighted in your favor. And that's exactly the case with Sandy. His under is the heavily favored outcome on most of these sports books around like minus 140 odds. So that's a sharp player prop bet to go with on Parlay Play. And the Fantasy Optimizer, this betting tool right here, it just actually quantifies the win probability for your bet. And this is 54.14%, right? So the Celtics are roughly minus 400 tonight on the money line, right? That's what we just saw on DraftKings. Minus 400 means the betting market is pricing, right? All of the data points, all the sports bettors, supply and demand, where the sports books are setting lines, the Celtics are roughly minus 400, 4-1 betting favorites. 4-1 betting favorites means the market is pricing The Celtics has 80% to win the game. That's what minus 400 means. So it's the same thing here. OddsJam just uses all these data points. Every sportsbook posting odds is a data point to calculate the win probability for your bet, right? And for Sandy under 6.5 Ks, it's 54.14% based on the fact that all sportsbooks have the under pretty heavily favored. So this is a great player prop to go with on Parlay Play. So I took a few plays from this fantasy optimizer. Sandy under 6.5 Ks. I just follow the data, right? Strus under 12.5 points. Mats over 4.5 Ks. So you're going to see Sandy under 6.5 Ks. Mats over 4.5 Ks. Strus under 12.5 points. Tatum under 35.5 points plus assists. And then just some plays from the positive EV tool. Brandon over 4.5 strikeouts. Derek White over 8.5 points. Those are all in my Parlay Play entry. Right? So this is a platform just because there's a lot of profitable bets, and in sports betting, your returns are daily, right? You can reach out to me with any questions, but like if you can earn a 2% ROI on your bets, like in the NBA where typically, I mean, sure, you may have an early bet for Nuggets Lakers on Saturday, but in general, you're betting on games that are today. So your returns are daily, right? So a lot of people will be like, how can you earn, $1,800 in profit on this platform in just a couple of months when the max bet size is only $60? And the reason is, again, sports betting returns are daily. If you can earn a 2% return a day ROI on your bets and you're betting every day, that's 60% over the course of the month, right? So like, that's why sports betting is so powerful and why you can make a lot of money doing it, because your returns are daily. Right? You just have to hunt down the profitable bets and dedicate yourself to finding an edge. But anyways, hopefully this video was helpful. 6 player props again on Parlay Play. Hopefully you guys are able to tail them. Hopefully nothing was bumped down, and let's make some money.